Hello everyone, welcome back to Olevel Oasis. We're on our journey to complete the O-Level Biology 5090 syllabus, and right now we're working through Chapter 11, which is Transport in Humans. So far, we've covered its two major units, 11.1 on the circulatory system and also Unit 11.2 on the heart. Today, we'll move on to the next unit, 11.3, all about blood vessels. We'll explore the types of blood vessels and how many there are in the circulatory system. Here's the syllabus content we'll go through, step by step. So, let's get started. Our first specification number 1, asks us to name the main blood vessels that carry blood to and from the heart, lungs, liver and kidneys, limited to aorta, vena cava, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, hepatic artery, hepatic portal vein, renal artery and renal vein. In the diagram below, you can see the labeled parts, which give us an idea of where these vessels are located. For example, the jugular vein and subclavian vein carry blood from the head and arms, while the pulmonary artery and vein are connected to the lungs. The superior and inferior vena cava return blood to the heart, and the aorta distributes blood throughout the body. The hepatic vein, hepatic artery, and hepatic portal vein serve the liver, while the renal artery and renal vein supply the kidneys. Other vessels like the carotid artery, mesenteric arteries, and iliac arteries and veins are connected to the head, digestive tract, trunk, and legs. By looking at the diagram, we get a clear idea of where each of these major blood vessels is located, keeping everything within the limits of our syllabus. For this lesson, we will focus only on the following blood vessels: pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, hepatic vein, hepatic portal vein, renal artery, aorta, and hepatic artery. So let's get started. The main blood vessels in the body include arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, and veins. Arteries carry blood away from the heart to the organs, while arterioles are narrow branches of arteries that enter specific organs. Capillaries are the smallest vessels where the exchange of substances, such as oxygen and nutrients, occurs between the blood and surrounding tissues. Venules form as capillaries widen when leaving an organ, and veins return blood back to the heart. So, blood leaves the heart through arteries, which carry it to various organs throughout the body. As these arteries branch and enter an organ, they become narrower, forming arterioles, and eventually led into capillaries, the smallest blood vessels where the exchange of substances such as oxygen, nutrients, and waste products takes place. Once the exchange has occurred, the capillaries widen and merge into venules, which then join together to form veins. These veins carry the blood back toward the heart, completing the circulation loop. Some of the main blood vessels involved in this process include the aorta and other large arteries that carry blood away from the heart, small arteries and arterioles that deliver blood into organs, the network of capillaries for exchange, and the venules and veins, including the vena cava, that return blood to the heart. As shown in the diagram, these vessels make up the major components of the human circulatory system, which is a closed network that transports blood throughout the body. The heart pumps blood through this extensive network, ensuring that every part of the body receives oxygen and nutrients while waste products are carried away. Arteries are responsible for carrying blood away from the heart. The aorta, the largest artery in the body, receives blood ejected from the left ventricle. From there, arteries branch into smaller arteries and then into arterioles, which distribute blood to capillary beds. Capillaries, being tiny vessels, form a network where the actual exchange of substances occurs, allowing tissues to absorb oxygen and nutrients and release waste products. After blood passes through the capillaries, it flows into venules, which merge into larger veins. Veins carry blood back toward the heart, with the vena cava being a major vein that returns deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. In diagrams, red vessels typically represent oxygenated blood moving away from the heart, while blue vessels indicate deoxygenated blood returning. Arteries generally have thicker walls than veins because they need to withstand the higher pressure of blood pumped directly from the heart. Take a look at the diagram of the blood vessels. This shows how they are arranged and how blood flows through the 5 main types: arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, and veins. Blood leaves the heart through arteries, which branch into smaller vessels called arterioles. Arteries generally carry oxygenated blood away from the heart to the body's tissues, with the exception of the pulmonary artery, which carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Arterioles then branch into a network of tiny, thin-walled vessels known as capillaries. Capillaries are the sites where the exchange of substances takes place, oxygen and nutrients are delivered to the tissues, and waste products like carbon dioxide are collected from them. After this exchange, the blood, now deoxygenated, flows from the capillaries into small vessels called venules. These venules merge to form larger veins, which carry the blood back toward the heart. The pulmonary veins are an exception, as they carry oxygenated blood from the lungs back to the heart. And here's a table summarizing the important blood vessels, showing which vessels carry blood towards an organ and which carry blood away. For the heart, blood flows towards it through the vena cava, a wide vein carrying deoxygenated blood from the body, and the pulmonary vein, which returns oxygenated blood from the lungs. Blood flows away from the heart through the aorta, the largest thick-walled artery carrying oxygenated blood to the body, and the pulmonary artery, which carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. In the lungs, the pulmonary artery brings deoxygenated blood towards the lungs, while the pulmonary vein returns oxygenated blood away to the heart. For the kidneys, blood towards them comes via the renal artery, a medium-sized thick-walled artery, and blood away flows through the renal vein carrying filtered blood back to the heart. In the liver, the hepatic artery supplies oxygenated blood towards it, while the hepatic vein carries blood away toward the heart. From the digestive system, particularly the small intestines, the hepatic portal vein brings nutrient-rich blood towards the liver for processing.